Hey guys, Jaden here from Ice Hockey Aussies here, just to talk about a little discussion. I wanted to talk about the $10 million question, the discussion on players when they have their salary over $10 million. Is it worth it for winning a cup? And I just wanted to go through some of the players that are over 10 million in current era, then just a couple of notable players like Crosby, Kane, Taves era as well. So on the left, we got the year, the salary cap during that year, and the maximum contract you could be paid for during that. So it's 20% of this total salary cap. So discussion. I've got the top 15 here. The top 15 players that are over $10 million. I've got just obviously Nathan McKinnon here, currently the most paid here at 12.6. The cap hit percent when it kicked in, and so it depends on which year this 12.6 started. So obviously, it's Nathan McKinnon started later than McDavid's. That's why his cap percentage is less than McDavid's, because it started when the salary cap was a little bit less. And then it's got today's cap hit, currently sitting at 15%. And if they won a cup, what was their salary cap when they won the cup, and the percentage when they won the cup. So we can see here, obviously McDavid won the cup quite recently. He was on an older contract when he did it at 6.3 million at 7.73% of a cap percentage hit. So then obviously he gets his new contract kind of honestly like a thank you for the cup type of pay in a sense, and he is worth you know what he gets paid. And clearly, though he gets paid more than McDavid at 12.6, he took less of a cap hit compared to McDavid from the initial signing. So good overall. We're just going down. We got Connor McDavid at 12.5. That's 16.7% cap hit. Currently just below 15. Panarin 11.6, 14.3% cap hit. Matthews 11.6, 14.6 when he signed. Carlson 11.5, 14.5. Pasternak quite recently 11.25, 13.6%. Tavares 11 mil, 13.8. Doughty 11 mil, 13.8. Mana 10.9, 13.4. Price 10.5, 14%. Huberdeau 10.5, 12.7%. Kopitar 10 mil, 14%. Eichel 10 mil, 13. Bobrovsky 10 mil, 12.3. Barkov 10 mil, 12.3. So that's the top 15%, 15 players that are 10 mil or above in today's salary cap. Currently looking at it, we can see that only 4 players in that top 15 have won a cup. Nathan McKinnon, obviously the most recent, well, not the most recent, Jack Eichel being the most recent, Nathan McKinnon being the second most recent, and then obviously the two LA boys and Doughty and Kopitar from a while ago now. So as we can see, when they won the cup, Nathan McKinnon was only at 7.73%. When Doughty obviously has won 2 cups, but he was on the same salary cap at 7 mil for both cups, 10.89%. So that was both cups. Obviously Kopitar as well, 6.8 million, won both cups at the same salary cap hit, and it was 10.58%. Then we have Jack Eichel, the most recent and kind of the outlier here in regards to this top 15 at 12.12% when winning the cup. His current cap hit right now is just under 12%, but we can see that this is the outlier in regards to these when it comes to like Kopitar and Doughty. The other biggest outlier that I wanted to note here, I just wanted to see how Sidney Crosby's was. And Sidney Crosby, obviously, has been on 8.7 mil. He started it on, I think it was the 08-09 when he signed the 8.7, the same year they won the cup. And then he re-signed, as we can see here, for 8.7 again in 13-14. So he's been on that for quite a while now. When he did sign that, it was 15.34%. So looking at all these numbers here, clearly the highest almost equal to McKinnon here. McKinnon being the closest, just behind McDavid, obviously, who is the highest. Today's cap hit, he's only at 10.4%. Obviously, he's been on that contract. He signed a 12-year contract, and he's been in that for 9 years now. So you can't sign those contracts anymore. But when he's won the cup, this is the interesting part. He won it in the first season. 15.34% is his first cup. That's how much salary cap. So clearly a very big outlier here. Second cup, 12.18%, and then third cup, 11.9%. So when he re-signed, he was a 13.5% in 13-14. But quite an interesting that he won the cup in the first year, that he signed that at 15.3%. That's a very big outlier to what we see here. That he took up that much of the cap space and still managed to win the cup, which I don't think we've seen in a really long time. Jack Eichel being the close at 12%. So it does make you question that why couldn't Edmonton Oilers build around Connor McDavid the way that Pittsburgh did with Sidney Crosby? But it makes you question anyway. Just another one, I thought it was a little noteworthy. Patrick Kane and Taves, both similar age, 34, 35. When they won the first cup, they were both on the EOCs at 850,000, so 1.5%. And then they were on the $6.3 million contract they had for a few years when they won the next two at 9% and 9.13%. So quite reasonable, nice cuts there. And that is why they were able to build such a strong team around Kane and Taves at the time. That was just such a dynamic team. And they could win 3 cups is because Kane and Taves weren't earning that much in regards to percentage and obviously overperforming those contracts. And I think that's what all of this really comes down to, is overperforming contracts. Obviously, the higher percentage, the harder it is to overperform it. I wouldn't say that McDavid's underperforming his contract by any means, but it is extremely hard to play up to this. And I think that really the only outlier that says it's doable is Sidney Crosby. And, that's one of the reasons why I consider him pretty much the GOAT, is because, he can do that. And they did have a good team back then. But yeah, I just thought that was very interesting to point out. But the 10 million discussion is still a thing, that you sign a player for 10 million or more, you're generally not going to win a cup, in my opinion. And Jack Eichel kind of threw that in the air this year, in a sense. And you can see McKinnon, Doughty, and Kopitar, they got pay me checks. So they won the cup or cups, and then they got paid. So Jack Eichel was really the only, and Sidney Crosby are the only outliers here that have really shown that you can do it for 12% or higher in regards to your cap hit. And I find that very interesting. So theoretically, Sidney Crosby shows that McDavid should be able to win a cup. Obviously, the Oilers got to build around that, build a team around him. But what it shows me here is that probably around 12% is the absolute maximum with Jack Eichel. Obviously, they were over the salary cap a bit because LTIR and whatnot, so things get a little bit muddled, but doesn't mean the other teams can't do it. So if you go by the 12% as the baseline, clearly the top 11 are over this 12%. So you could pretty much say that Calgary, Montreal, though Carey Price is on the LTIR, so he doesn't really count. Or obviously Toronto, who has 3 of these players in the top 10. Not a recipe for success. We're talking about one person trying to carry a team. You're trying to talk 3. Not going to work. It's just not going to work. And then obviously LA with 2. But you got, actually LA with 1 because Anze Kopitar is not really in there in the top 10. Boston with 1. San Jose with 1. New York Rangers with 1. And now the Avs with 1. So it'll be interesting to see if any of these teams win the cup over the next few years. My personal bet is they do not win the cup over the next few years, and you're going to be looking at teams like New Jersey, who have Hughes, Heisha, and whatnot on team-friendlier deals and do not accrue that much. And I think the biggest cap here is Hamilton at $9 million. and if the salary cap does go higher, their contracts only get better. So I struggle to see how an Oilers get a cup with McDavid's current contract, especially when Draisaitl's comes up in the future. New York Rangers always have very expensive players on that team. Toronto, oh, it's just a mess. Sorry, Toronto fans. Eric Carlson probably won't be with San Jose. Who knows? They are looking at trading, but we'll see how that goes. Boston, their big chance was last year, didn't happen, and now they're paying a player 11 mil. Sure, if the cap hit goes up dramatically, it looks better, but at the moment, I can't see Boston doing it with one of the expensive contracts on there at the moment. Even though some other players do take team friendlier deals, so it can offset that. And then you got LA and, like I said, Montreal, but Montreal not really being on there because Carey Price on the LTIR. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Where you think that cap percentage hit maximum really is for one player. Clearly, Toronto have 3 here, but where you think that cap hit limit is? Is it just 10 mil? What percentage is that in regards to the cap limit? Is it 12%, 10%? And yeah, just let me know your thoughts, and let me know what you think on how Sidney Crosby got it done with 15.3%. And yeah, thanks for cheering out, and I'll see you for the next video.